It is your lovely host, Tyler P., the place to be down here in Fort Lauderdale and the surrounding cities. If you are planning or thinking of moving to Fort Lauderdale or the surrounding cities, like and subscribe. We are putting out new videos every single week that will show you exactly what it is like to move down here. And of course, if you need any help, down in the description, you can find my phone number and my email address. So I was living out here in Coral Springs, and if you guys know Coral Springs, it's about 30 to 40 minutes away from Fort Lauderdale. It's very family oriented, quiet, and pretty much just go with the flow. At some point I decided, I want to go into the mix, right? Now the mix to me was downtown Fort Lauderdale and Las Olas. So I spent a full year on Las Olas, which is a very big strip in downtown Fort Lauderdale. It has restaurants, bars, it takes you all the way to the beach, and actually Elon Musk is trying to build with his Boring Company one of the underground tunnels that will take you from Las Olas all the way to the beach. This way you can disregard all the traffic, but recently the city actually put a pause on that, so we will see what happens.
But hey, it's hole in the ground is better than no hole in the ground.
So when I was in Fort Lauderdale, what I loved to do was just walk around. As you're walking around, there's restaurants, there's people, everything is live. And my favorite thing to walk by was the boats and the river walk. So the river walk is like just slightly on the outskirts of the city. Not so much. I mean, it's like 2 blocks away. And it's this giant walkway with beautiful views of waterways of Fort Lauderdale. You see these massive yachts and boats come by. Sometimes they have these pop-up shops and they have people playing music out there. People are always walking their dog. And every single morning, when you're living in Fort Lauderdale, you want to feel like you're in shape. I would go and walk out there with a Starbucks coffee, and I just loved it. Also, when I moved to Fort Lauderdale, this was my first time living the high-rise condo life. So my condo was on the 11th floor. It had a beautiful view of the entire pool in the complex. I literally felt like I was at a resort every day and I was on vacation, even though this is where I live, right? So when you're down in Florida, Fort Lauderdale, you literally live where people vacation. They had a beautiful front desk. They had a lot of garage parking. You're very close to everything in the city. It was great. The only problem I did run into with the high-rise living was, I had a beautiful view of the pool, and I actually did have an ocean view, but what happened is, since they're building so many apartments here, my entire ocean view was blocked by a giant building that was literally just to the moon, right? It was one of the biggest buildings I've ever seen, and they were building this thing to, I don't know, I think they were trying to reach God or somebody up there because the building was huge, and it blocked my entire view. But, the high-rise living was very cool, and definitely recommend it if you are thinking about it, even for, vacation purposes. And what also comes with building this massive building is construction and noise. I mean, these guys would start at like 7 a.m. You would hear wham and crrr, like horns going off, drills going off. It was like, oh my god, I can't even sleep. Like, just nuts. So although living in the high rise was awesome, they were building this one building literally to the moon, and at 7 a.m. Monday through Friday, even Saturdays sometimes, you would hear this construction. So although high-rise living is very cool, very fun, when there's construction, it sucks. So some of my favorite restaurants in the area. First, I have to go with El Camino. This is traditional Mexican food. Their happy hour is $2 tacos, $5 margaritas. The atmosphere is always just, upbeat, everybody having fun. The place is always packed out. And my number one go-to is the brisket quesadilla. Literally tastes so good. Everything is seasoned properly. Now, if you're looking for more of American food, the place that I always went to was Big City Tavern. I went for the beef short ribs every single time with a side of mashed potatoes. To die for. So good. I'm Italian. I'm from New York. I'm a big food guy, so food is very important to me. So when I hear good food, when I taste good food, I'm going to tell you about it. Now for breakfast, one of my favorite places is right on Las Olas. It's called LBC. La Bona Crepe, or some French name that I don't know how to say. Again, I'm Italian. And very good for breakfast. I would get a dirty chai latte. If you don't know, is the chai tea with a shot of espresso in it. That will wake you up. And then I got the crepes, you know, sometimes banana and Nutella crepes, strawberry crepes, or sometimes I would just do like an egg platter with, you know, the breakfast potatoes. Fantastic food every single time. The owner is also an amazing guy, very cool, very hip, you know, probably in his 30s or 40s. He's always bouncing around, having fun, and all around great place. So if you're driving down Las Olas and you go over the bridge there right before the beach, and if you make a right, there are these fishing tours. They do deep sea fishing, they go for swordfish, they go for tarpon, they do more of like a drift fishing and sports fishing. The fishing community is very big here. I see people fish off the beach as well. What's better than fishing off the beach? The sun's rising or the sun's setting. It's very peaceful, and you can catch some pretty big fish out there. And if you ever caught a tarpon, which I have not, but I've heard of people catching them, you know, they're massive fish, these tarpon, and what they do is when you hook them, they'll go kind of crazy and pop out of the water.
Okay. Right.
So here in Fort Lauderdale on the river walk, we have these gondola tours. Now, I don't know if you know what a gondola is. I didn't when I first got here. It is this like pretty cool banana boat looking thing. And they also have these other little charter boats in the area as well. Basically, they will take you around the canals of Fort Lauderdale, show you the big, you know, $20-30 million houses, take you through more waterways, and I believe they even go up to Pompano Beach. Also, with the gondola rides, you can do like a sunset tour, you can do like a romantic tour, you can do like a full moon tour. They have music, they have cocktails, and I also saw this different type of boat, which is, it was like this circle, like a bar, and the boat or the bar would float down the river. And you have people drinking out there, having fun. You know, Fort Lauderdale is definitely more of like a party, have fun atmosphere, and there's just so much to do here. So now, when you're on Las Olas, obviously it will take you all the way through downtown Fort Lauderdale, and it will take you down to Fort Lauderdale Beach. Fort Lauderdale Beach is more of a, typically like a younger crowd, upbeat atmosphere, drinking, people having fun, a little more rowdy. The beach is, you know, it's not that quiet there. You know, again, people are having fun and having a good time. If you go onto the beach, you can rent out the beach chairs. I think they charge like 20 or 25 bucks depending on how long you stay. Or if you're just walking up and down the strip, you know, they have a very good place called Rock Bar there. You could sit down, have some drinks. Another place I love to go to is the Drunken Taco on the corner. I got a banana pina colada, I believe, and my girlfriend got a mango pina colada, and they came out fantastic, very good, and the nachos were to die for. Also, when you get towards Fort Lauderdale Beach, right before the beach strip, there's usually like every Sunday they had these markets going on where they had all this fresh fruit and open coconuts. It was just everybody getting together and, you know, sharing food, and it was so cool to see, you know, just a pop-up market happen, something to do, almost like a farmer's market type of atmosphere. Also on Fort Lauderdale Beach, we do host a lot of concerts. One of the concerts being Tortuga Festival. So, 2023 Tortuga Festival is coming up, and Shania Twain is headlining along with Kenny Chesney. So you don't want to miss out on that, and I believe that's going on down here in April of 2023, so find your way to Fort Lauderdale Beach. So if you want to live down here in Fort Lauderdale, this is what you're going to get. It's a more of a, you know, have fun environment, faster paced, definitely a New York feel. You know, people are in suits walking around, you know, a lot of people in finance, a lot of people getting things done here, a lot of people on the move. It's like a Brickell city in Miami. It's kind of like that atmosphere, but definitely calmed down and not as crazy and upbeat as Miami. But it is definitely becoming like Broward County's mini Miami. That's how you can describe Fort Lauderdale. It's becoming like, you know, mini downtown Miami. There are a lot of New Yorkers here. It's very rare to actually run into a true Floridian who was born and raised here. Most of the people I meet are from New York, Chicago, New York, Did I mention New York? And Fort Lauderdale is definitely a developing city. I mean, they're putting up all these massive skyscrapers. If you go a little bit down US 1, heading towards the Galleria Mall, there was a big Sears store over there and a massive shopping center. They're knocking that all down. They're putting up brand new construction, new stores, new buildings, right? Fort Lauderdale is really becoming the city to move to. If you want to live in Fort Lauderdale, the condos are running anywhere, and I'm talking about in the mix, right? Close to Las Olas, east of US 1. The condos are running anywhere from 200,000 all the way up to 15 million. If you're looking for a 3-bedroom, again in the area of downtown, close to the action, close to Las Olas, you're looking at a starting price around $750, and that goes all the way up to about $30 million. Overall, Fort Lauderdale is definitely a developing city, and it's developing very fast. You know, I feel that things are going to continue to go up in value here. Businesses are coming here. There's a lot of opportunity here. There's a lot of money here. There's a lot to do here. And if you're thinking about moving to Fort Lauderdale, you definitely should. So I appreciate you tuning in this week. Remember to like and subscribe. We're putting out new videos every single week. If you have any questions, if you need any help, my number is right in the description below, along with my email. Reach out 24/7. We absolutely love it, and we're looking to help.